Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining me for this live pop-up session. We're going to jump right in. Robert, I realized you couldn't hear me because I didn't have it on. I wasn't talking yet.
Sorry.
But we are, no worries. Based on what happened a couple weeks ago regarding that webinar, you never know with me. Oh, thanks for checking though. With um, with that said, we will jump in and talk about the market just really quickly. We've had some volatileness this morning so far, with the Nasdaq green for a while, then red, then green, then back to red now. The ES as well. The Russell has stayed green for the most part today. And if you've been trading silver, that's been going down and up. Right now, it's just currently down. And silver was up 7% on Tuesday. It was up over 8% yesterday. So that is pretty big moves. I wanted to point out what's going on with the account that we've been looking at. This morning, I have took off we put on a trade that was supposed to last for about 10 days, got out of that trade today or at least most of it, got out of the put side of the RTY, got out of the call side, and an iron condor we had to adjust on the ES. Both are profits, both won. One quick second. All right, Pumpkin, have a good nap. All right, so we got out of that, got a few things working here, trying to get out of oil, but that looks like it's not going to fill today, and trying to get out of natural gas, which has had a really nice pop this morning, up 6%. So this is the time to try to get out of that. Kwanzaa, if you got a decent profit in it, take off. I'm trying to get out of it. I think it's a good time to get out with, you can see here, it's only 34 days to go, and it's made $65. It's only 38%. If I get filled at this amount that I'm requiring, this 10, then it will be a little over 40%, which is to me great. In this type of market, you know that natural gas just a few days ago was down about 6-7%. Now it's back up. So when you have the opportunity to take your profits in a volatile situation, take your profits. And then trying to get out of this Russell. This is a trade that is got 29 days to go. Trying to get out of that with a really good profit. If I can get filled today, I could force it a little bit, but trying not to, since the Russell was up. And so this silver position is making a little money today, but it's still down. I had to roll this. It's still down even from the roll. As you can see here, it's down about 3%, just under 3%. The pairs type of synthetic iron condor that we did with the gold here, that is actually up about 36%. So losing on one, winning on the other, it's going to be a little second, just like I was talking about last night on the teaching webinar, is that I'm going to try to get out of silver with a scratch, a little profit, a little loss, or basically even. I think it's too crazy unless it settles down, right? Because I'm still outside of the expected move. But if it doesn't settle down, I'm just looking to get out with a scratch. As you can see here, if we go look at the spread, I'm outside of the expected move on here at the 23 delta on the call side, and then the put side is also outside of the expected move at the 11 delta here. So the position is fine right now, and if silver settles down, then it'd be great. But you can see on this chart here that silver has been going up like the Nasdaq, and the Nasdaq has pulled back some today. Silver's pulled back. So we'll see how it plays out. It's still a long day. This market feel like it's really thin. It can jump back up pretty fast. All right, so I was trying to look at some trade ideas today and put on some more in this account. So what I'm going to suggest is looking at some of the stuff that Danielle recommended this morning, and some trade ideas. I'm gonna look at some of that, and then I'm gonna also do some stuff that I was considering. So this is the Australian dollar, and you can see that this has been going up like some of the euro currency. If you see that we already have a position in that Tastyworks account, but you see this has been going up. So she was recommending a short call spread. So let's look at that here. 6A. We're going to go to the option table here. Look for 43 days ago. Danielle was saying sell the 74.5 and buy the 75.5 here, and she was saying 2 contracts for 6. So it's still trading at 6 right now. You can get at least $100 after fees and commissions. Buying power is not that bad. So it's a decent type of trade. I would put it in at 7 if I was going to do this, and try to get a little bit more. Let it come to you, since this chart is showing that it's been going, it's been going up quite a bit. It reminds me similar to this euro currency chart. If we go here now, and you can see this is even stronger, but we do have a position in that already, which is quite, which is down about, it's flat now. It's down quite a bit yesterday, but we had to make an adjustment. So I guess it's still down pretty decent amount because we had to make an adjustment, and the adjustment is down still. So, and it's up again today. So this is a pretty strong. So I guess if I was going to do something like this based on this account, I would not do the call side on this Australian dollar, because I've already got the call side on the euro. And to do a better trade for this account would probably be to do the put side and kind of get that pairs trade, or synthetic iron conduit we've been calling a little bit, if these are both moving in the same type of direction. So let's look at this 68, 0.06807. All right, so it looks like something got filled. That natural gas got filled, which is pretty cool. That's out, and that's here's the fill one here. It just got filled at 10. Big move. Obviously, I could have took more, but I'm not greedy. This is a time you take your profits and you move on. It was a good trade. Was in that trade for probably a week and a half. So I'll take that and move on. And so that's a good trade. Now back to this Australian dollar. You have, if I do the put side here, I'm getting 7, what Danielle was looking at on the call side. And if I do 2 here, then I'm getting a decent amount, 122 over that. So that's the type of trade I would potentially do on this, and look to get out of it pretty quickly. So I'm going to send this, and if we get filled, great. If not, then that's great as well. It's a little down today. Let's try to be a little greedy and put it in at, well, it's not really greedy. Letting it come to me a little bit, because I really want to do a different type of trade. All right, so I was gonna skip this, but it's a natural gas trade on that Danielle was recommending. It's the put side, so I'm gonna skip this as well, because I wouldn't play this put side right now with it up 7%. Even though I still think there's a lot of room for it to move up, as you can see with this chart here. We're gonna go here. I still think there's a lot of room for natural gas to move up, but I don't want to play the put side when it's up 7%. So I'm going to skip that trade idea. She had another one with the bonds, but something's wrong with that. So we're going to skip that and look at the Exxon's 2 stock option type of trade she was looking at. 57 days with Exxon, and selling a put spread, I believe, to the 35. Selling the 35, buying the 25. So this is a 10-point wide put spread. And so I don't, as you're saying, 2 contracts, it's about 72 over 1928. I don't, it's it's okay, but I don't want to do this one as well. I'm looking for at least $100, but this is, it all depends on your temperament. This might be a good trade for you. And then the last one is this Philip Morris, 57 days ago as well. And 65, selling a put spread, selling the 65, buying the 55, another 10-point wide spread. I like that it's a 10-point wide. You know, you can do 10, 5, or whatever the case may be. I try with stock not to go wider than 10, so this is a good width. But and she was saying 2 contracts, and she was saying about 49 cents. So this would probably be better at 49 cents, even 50 cents, so you can get $100 before fees and commissions, and then you're getting, you know, uh, the buying power effect is not very good. It's not that great of a return either. So I guess I wouldn't do this trade as well. All right, so let's look at some stuff that I potentially would do today. One is I know I've been telling people to stay away from the Nasdaq, especially on that call side. It's down about 1%. I feel like it's really strong and it's not going to go down too much. And if it does, that's fine. So I'm looking to, since it's down today, looking to go a little long on the Nasdaq, but looking to do it around the 15 delta and selling the 15. And I'm going to do a 40-point wide spread here, and so I'm going to buy the, let me see, 40, the 50, and that's not it. Here we go. All right, so 40-point wide spread, and it's only getting 100. It's getting a little less than 100. You can see the max loss is just over 700. I really like this trade, so I'm going to move it up a little bit though, so I can see if I can get a little more than 100. So I'm going to go to this 15 delta, and that is 40 points wide. Still didn't give it to me. I'm going to go a little higher, maybe to the closest 15 to at the money, which you can see here. And I'm going to see if I can get the capital that I'm looking for. I can't, unfortunately. It's not giving it to me there either, and I'm not going to go higher than the 15. So if I send this here, maybe that 98 is fine. Let's see. Let's hit review, and let's see if we put it in at 5, if they'll give it to me. And no cigar, so yeah, but that's prompt up something else I was looking at. Since the Russell was up, thinking about doing a Russell trade or a ES trade and kind of get your opinion. All right, so this is the Russell trade that I was looking at, kind of doing a pairs trade, selling the Russell call, buying the, or selling the Russell call, selling the Nasdaq put, kind of offsetting each other again, as we've been doing recently. And so looking at this here is at the 12 delta, selling that, getting about 95. It's going to be a buying power effect in this account of about 128. So that's an option there. Also, what I was looking at is selling a call spread in the ES. I still think it's high, even though it's down about a little over a 0.25% today. So let's just see if I was going to do this, looking at, let's look at this 12 delta here, do a 20-point wide spread. So we'll go to here. And so you can see on this one, it's going to be a credit though. And the only reason it's going to be a credit because I still have a put on in this with 15 days to go. So I'm looking to take this off. This was put on for an adjustment, but I took off most of the position as we showed earlier here and here. But I still have this one on. I was trying to get a little bit more out of that, depending on, because it's only about $6 since I put that one on. That was received, as you can see here. So with that said, looking at going back to this trade, if you can unmute your mic, which one would you sell the call spread in? Would you sell it in the RTY or would you sell it in the ES? If you were doing these two type of trades.
ES.
You were selling ES, okay. All right, perfect. And is that because of the buying power effect, or do you feel like the ES is less volatile or just more comfortable with it, or is any other reason, Robert?
I think it's less volatile, and I'm a little bit more comfortable because it's similar to the the SPY, SPX.
Okay, exactly. Okay, good reason. I like that reason, and you can see that I'm not afraid to sell the call side. I'm doing it on the 12 delta. You've seen that. You notice that we've been going up quite a bit. I'm not going to be standing this stuff very long, so I'm sending this here, and we're going to, after fees and commissions, I'm going to do the RTY. I mean the ES there, and it got me on the mid here. And let's see here. Let's get filled in that Nasdaq one. because now we want to offset. So going to the working, looking at this Nasdaq, and come on, replace, and we're going to hit open, and we're going to see if we can get filled at the mid. We can get another 92 on that. And it's kind of, one is the 14, or excuse me, the 12 delta on the ES. This is the 15 delta on the Nasdaq, and it's still not giving it to me. So they're gonna rob me a little bit on this one. But let's see if we can move it down to 90 and see if we can get paid. Not yet. And we'll try one more time for demonstration purposes here. And come on. Can't be that hard to get filled. Let's wait, let's let that sit for a quick second, and let's see if it's anything else I want to do based on what is going on in this account. So with this Euro trade here, I can also adjust this again. If we jumped over here, I could do an adjustment that I did one yesterday, but we're at the 24 delta, still going up there on the 12 delta on this side. So if I move this just a little bit, I went like this and did a quick little move, that would cost for the extrinsic and so forth about $50 before fees and commissions, just to move it from a 24 to a 15 delta. That's a pretty big move. From a 24 to 15 delta. All right, so we got filled on the Nasdaq, so perfect. So now we have that Nasdaq position on, we have the ES position on the call side here, just to show you what we did. Once again, on this one, we collected, let's just say $90, right? And then on the Nasdaq one, we collected $90 as well. So we collected $180 on this position. That's offsetting each other, and so I like the trade. And if I had to adjust the put side on this Nasdaq, you know what I would do? I would just move it a decent amount and finance it with the call side, and then same with this ES. If I had to adjust that call side, I would finance it. I will move it a lot and finance it with that put side. So this is a very, in my opinion, very high probability that I'm going to win on both of these positions, like we've been winning on most of this other stuff recently. So let's see if we can keep it going. With that said, any questions to this point? If not, we will conclude. I just wanted to do a quick pop-up session, kind of talk about what's going on with the market, what's going on with this account, and kind of give you my opinion on a few things. Any questions? Anyone need any assistance with their account? Anyone have any trade ideas that they want to go over really quickly? If not, we will call it quits, and I will send out this recording a little later. All right, so
Kwanzaa. So
hey, Kwanzaa.
I have a quick question. So mine closed out my what was it, the NG? It closed at 11, and I think I wanted to ask you, the one that is the UNG, wasn't that the hedge? Is that the hedge? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I just tried to close the hedge, but I want to push it through, and I don't remember if I need to. Like right now, it shows that it's working at price 23 for the credit. Should I change it to 27?
No. If the working order says you got it working for 23 to buy it back at 23, or excuse me, to sell it at 23. And what is it? What's the mid thing?
28.
28. Okay. Yeah, change it to 27 then, and you might even have to go to 26 to close it out. But that's great. You won on the trade, and you still your put spread is still worth quite a bit. It's still worth at least $26, $27. So
right.
That's pretty cool. So take that off.
Okay, that's what I'm doing. So I'll change it to 27. That's all I had to.
Okay. So when did it get filled at 27? Just curious.
Oh yeah, it just went through.
Yeah, we just heard it. Okay, awesome. So that's how you do it. That's a perfect little trade. I think we put that on Kwanzaa maybe a week and a half ago. So you the put side came out, and you didn't lose too much on that hedge. You probably paid, I don't know what you paid on the hedge, but it maybe 30 something and you're getting it back out, you are closing it out at 27. So that's nice. That's a great little week to week and a half trade. Love it.
Okay, thanks.
Yes, yes, you are welcome, and thanks for letting us know about that, Kwanzaa. Anyone else with anything you want to share? If not, we'll conclude. And I appreciate everyone joining for this pop-up live trading session. I'll send out the recording a little later today. All right. So thank you, everyone. You try to have a great rest of your afternoon.